Good morning. It's Monday, the 19th of February 2018. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk on a rather damp, dark, strange, misty, drizzly Monday morning here in Royal Berkshire at Television Centre. It's very nice outside. It was such a nice day yesterday morning. The sun was shining, although it was a bit cold. Wasn't cold last night, was it? No, I had the window open all night long last night. And the reason I do like the window open while I'm sleeping at night, to let the permanent stench of myself out the window. It's not very pleasant to wake up in your own bedroom and smell your own stench, is it, in the morning? I like that window open, so it's constantly adding to the warming of the earth as the smell leaves me. Just after I finished speaking to you yesterday, I went straight out, actually, and I was going to get a new bucket. Do you remember I told you yesterday morning the bucket of sand that holds my garage door open when I bring my car in and out? The bottom of it's gone, so I was going to get a new one, but I had a look around in the shed and I found a spare bucket. So I took that outside, but it's a bit smaller than the other one. Okay, so I've got this big bag of sand, which I've taken, and it's not heavy. Sand is really heavy, isn't it? It's very dense. So a little bit like myself, to be honest. So I took out the bag of sand from the big bucket and put it in the slightly smaller bucket. Guess what? Of course, it doesn't fit. So I thought, oh, well, that's no problem at all. So do you know what I did then? Remember, this is a plastic bucket, not pliable. I mean, it's a bit pliable, but a little bit brittle in the same sort of thing. So I then stamped on the bag, which then burst. Okay, and all the grit went into my eyes. I thought, oh no. Anyway, I was very careful. I didn't touch my eyes. I opened them quickly like that, and it all dropped out. So I was very lucky with that. What a stupid thing to do. Anyway, I managed to get the grit back into the bucket a little bit better, and I can now lift it with the handle. So that's all done. Don't know how long that one will last, but the other one lasted about 3 years, I think, before it disintegrated at the bottom. So that will help. Of course, I could have opened the bag, I suppose, and tipped the sand into the bucket. But then, when the bucket goes, the sand will just go everywhere, doesn't it? I hate sand. I'm not a fan of sand, especially sandy beaches. Do you like sandy beaches? Oh, no. You get on the beach and it all gets in your toes, doesn't it? I hate it. I can't. I'd much rather have a pebbly beach. You know what pebbly beach is like when you have to put your towel down and you keep arranging yourself and just trying to arrange yourself on this pebbly beach. And there's one there, and then you get comfortable that side, and then you move slightly to the left, and there's another stone in that back. Of course, you don't get that on the sandy beach, but what you do get is nasty little bits of grit all over the place, and that grit gets in some very strange places, doesn't it? How does it get up there, for God's sake? Oh, no. And then you come off the beach and there's a tap, isn't there? On the posh beaches, there's a tap. So you then put your feet underneath the tap. You wash all the sand off. That's better. And then you put it back down on the sandy top or on your sandy flip-flop. Or in Australia, thongs. Most annoying. So I did that, came back here, I hoovered the whole house. I cleaned the bathroom. I cleaned a bit of the kitchen. I haven't got time to do all of it, dear. I don't like cleaning. So that's all done. I put the bin out for the new man, for the bin man this morning, who'll be coming in about an hour's time. So that was it. And that's what I did yesterday. Had a little sleep in the afternoon. After that, I went up to my mate's house, and they had this programme on. Now, was it the programme? Oh, no, hang on a minute. No, it wasn't that programme. Yes. Just a second. Now, let me think. No, I watched at home the programme that someone mentioned yesterday about Singapore Airlines. First class flights or first class airways, something like that, I think the programme was called. I can't remember now, but it was really good. Really enjoyed it, and it showed Singapore Airlines, and they spent, I think they were saying, twice their profits for the next 2 years or something like that on refitting the first class cabins on their aircraft. And they call them suites, suite class. No, you don't get a free bag of sweets when you get on. Suite class, because for the first class, you get a suite. Costs an enormous amount of money to fly first class. I don't fly first class. I fly business class. I save up for business, but I don't fly first class. It's too expensive. I can't afford it. I cannot afford first class. But they have suites on there, and you go in, and you've got little doors, and they open, proper beds that are all flat and things. And there was an armchair that moves around. I don't know why the armchair moves around like this. You know, you push a button, and the armchair moves around. I mean, look, you know, no button, no problem. No, but why on earth you want an electric armchair? I don't know. But the Singapore Airlines spent an absolute fortune on these things. Each suite that they install on the aircraft is made by a specialist company, I believe in Wales. I think they said it was in Wales. And each suite costs them the equivalent price of a 3-bedroomed house. Really nice. 32-inch televisions in each suite. This is on an aircraft. And it looked fantastic. But there was a young lad, 20 years old he was. He does video blogging of aircraft. And ever since he was a little boy, you know, I don't know what you was into. I was into electric trains. He was into planes. And somehow he's managed to get together this video blog that he's been doing for some time now. And the airlines invite him to come onto the planes before on their inaugural flight. So it's not with any passengers on. There's like him and a couple of other people. And he's got his camera and he's got the free reign to just walk around the plane as he sees fit. You know, video everything, and then telling everyone on his little show. And he's very good, I have to say. He's very good. He turns up, he's all suited up, he's got the suit and the tie and all that. Not as flamboyant as myself, you know, he's a little bit darker than me. Incidentally, do you like today's jacket? This is my most unpopular jacket that I thought I'd wear this morning. Bring a bit of colour into your sad, lonely, pathetic lives this morning. It's nice, isn't it? I like this one, but it's looking a bit big. My friend, David Hoskins, he's the really good-looking, tall one, married to Lady Phoenix. If you ever watch karaoke streams, that's David H. Everyone fancies David H, except me, because I've become his mate, you see. I've become his mate. But everyone else fancies the arse off him. They do, everyone. He's married to Lady Phoenix. And he has noticed how big my clothes are looking now. If I was to stand up, look, see what I mean? Look. This is hanging off me now. Look, if I do this up, watch. Okay, it's looking a bit mad. And he suggested that I go to see a seamstress, someone who adjusts clothes and that, and they would be able to adjust all of this. He said probably cost you about 50 quid per item, but at the moment everything is like hanging off me. And I think Mrs. Patel, who does the dry cleaning down the road, I think she does all this sort of stuff. So I might take one jacket. In fact, I might do it today because I've got nothing to do today. The swimming pool is closed all week long, so we can't do that today. So I'll be honest, I'm at a bit of a loss of what to do today after I finish talking to you. I don't know what to do. I'll be pills at 10 o'clock. That's about it. Yeah, I've got my music and chat show on at 10 o'clock, if you're interested in that. That's at 10 o'clock, uploadradio.com in half an hour's time. But that's recorded, you know, I've already done that. I've got nothing to do today, so I might go down to see Mrs. Patel and see if... I'll just take this one in, because this is the most unpopular one. So if this one goes wrong, it won't be too bad, will it? But if it's like 100 quid, I mean, that's a lot of money, isn't it? You can buy a new jacket for that in Primark, can't you? So that's what David H has suggested. I think he's right, actually, because they're all too big now, my clothes. All of them. Jeans as well, you know, they're hanging off my bum. Never mind. Anyway, back to the story. So Singapore Airlines, so this boy goes in there and does all this video blogging and all that. But he then said it's not really quite up to the Middle Eastern Airlines Emirates standards. And then it showed you some of Emirates. And there's a shower on the Emirates one. Well, they haven't got one on the Singapore Airlines. And he was looking at the Singapore one. And he said, you know, they've got this big gap here. It's a big suite. You know, you're not worried about space in first class. You haven't got your feet up someone's arse in the front like that. No, you've got space on there. And there's this big space. And he said, it's a shame. Why didn't they put a shower in there? Emirates have. You know, and looking at the two... I have to say, which they showed on the television, I have to say that Emirates did have the upper hand on it, I think. and Singapore have done all this stuff, and it looks fantastic. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. But this boy was saying it's a constant catch-up thing. So, if Singapore got the edge over Emirates, Emirates would see that and immediately start working on their ones again, and then they would get the edge. And it costs the airline an absolute fortune to try and keep up. I don't think British Airways, any of the British airlines, have got anywhere near what these two airlines have got. It looks to me, if you want absolute total luxury and money is no object, then you want to be on either Emirates or Singapore. And I have to say, looking at the two programs, I'm swinging slightly towards the Emirates one. They had a little old lady on there. She was fab. She's obviously loaded, this woman. She's got a little electric wheelchair and they treat her like a queen. And that's nice to see. I think she's about 80, 85, something like that. And then they have the Royal Brunel family get on. But on the Singapore Airlines, they've got this really annoying queen dear. Oh, my God. He's obviously had his face done. He's had something done to his face. Oh, hello and welcome to Singapore Airlines. I love this job so much. If I could fly Singapore, I would always turn left, always. Oh, you're so annoying. I'd hate to meet him. I'd hate to meet him and have him take me onto my first class suite. Can't we have someone nice and young and good looking, please? Not you, with your plucked eyebrows and you're a little bit overweight as well. I'm very, very surprised. This was the bloke who looks after the posh people on Singapore. Similarly, the Singapore Airlines, they have the most beautiful ladies on there, don't they? And it was very interesting to see how that works. In Singapore, you've got to be, I have to say this, because this is what was on the programme, that you've got to be it seems to me, a certain shape and all that. And if you're going out off to have a baby, that's okay. But when you come back, you've got to fit into that dress. And there's a certain way of doing a makeup. And there was a makeup artist and she was doing the makeup on one of the girls. She says, right, watch this. So she did one eye. So she said, there you go. She said, now watch this. Girl next door, Singapore girl. Girl next door, Singapore girl. And the amazing difference a little bit of eye makeup can make is quite significant. I mean, I may try it myself. Putting on a little bit of makeup for you in the morning. Would you like that? What sort of eyeshadow would you like? Blue, green, yellow? Hey? I'm certainly fitting into these jackets at the moment. So that's a great programme to watch if you're into airline flying and you enjoy that sort of thing. It's on the Channel 4 player. I don't know what that's called now. The Channel 4 iPhone player type thing, and it's called, type in First Class and you should see it come up there somewhere. It took me a little bit of a while to find out exactly where it was on there, but well worth watching. First Class about the airline. It's a one-off programme. It's not like a series, okay, so you should enjoy that. Let's say hello to some of you this morning. Good morning to Brendan Brady fan. Good morning. Nice to have you back, sir. Joanna's there. Good morning. S. Gregorian. Morning to you. Paul Mosley's there. Good morning, Paul. And Dennis Granger there on the Periscope. Good morning, Dennis. Over onto Facebook Live. James Clark is first in this morning with a message. Good morning, young James. Diana's there. Ronnie's there. Good morning, Ronnie. Are you still there? Did you catch the countdown? I'm so pleased for you. Ronnie's another one who hates our countdown music at the beginning. Do 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 do. You hate it, don't you? Good. I'll play even louder. Good morning to Juan, who says, here on the job in these wee hours. What time is it there, Juan? You see, it's 25 to 10 in the morning here. We are coming up to mid-morning shortly. It's quite late here. Good morning to Med. First time there today, Med. Good morning, Ray Reynolds. The flu continues, so see you next week. Yeah, Ray isn't very well at the moment. He's got a nasty bout of flu. After I finished the show yesterday, I went back through the messages and I'd missed the one from Ray telling us that he has indeed had the flu injection. And he's got the flu. Now, the same thing happened to me a couple of years ago. What was it, last year or 2 years ago? I can't remember now. And it hit me really bad. So bad I had to take time off work. I never forget that. And it was so sudden. It was so sudden. I went to work at 9 o'clock, perfectly normal. Not a sniff, no cough at all. And then suddenly at 11 o'clock it hit me. I'm just sitting there on this stool and my legs really started aching badly. This all happened in the space of 10 minutes. Then I got freezing cold and then I went down very quickly. Went down, down, down very quickly. So I know where you are, Ray. And you stay in and keep warm, my old friend, all right? Okay? You can keep in contact by computer. That's the way to do it. Please don't ring me up, Ray, because I don't want your germs coming through my little holes on my phone. Thank you. Good morning to Eustace. Good morning. Who likes the jacket? Thanks very much, Eustace. Thanks. I've had this one about 3 years now. Got this one on the cheap. It's a Ralph Lauren. Okay. No, Ted Baker. Look at the lovely lining. Look at this lining. These are little fishes. Can you see little fishes? These are all little fishes on here. It's got that there. And I think I got this less than half price in the Ted Baker sale. I generally, if you went all this stuff I wear, I rarely pay full price for something. I wait till they come in the sales, and you always see something on the shelf like that, that you can do. Hawan says, the reason that I thought it doesn't have to be... I don't know what that means. Reason that... Don't understand that. Gaffer tape. That's the answer to everything, Ronnie. Gaffer tape. Gaffer tape is absolutely the answer to everything. Gaffer tape. I've got my gutter fixed with gaffer tape. About 5 years ago, there was a drip. And on guttering, the bit that goes along the roof like that, on guttering, there's little rubber bits in between the gutters. So when they go, you've got to pull the gutters apart. But, of course, after they've been up there a while, there's a good chance they're quite brittle. They're brittle. Brittle. I like that word, brittle. And they could sort of crack or smash as you're pulling them apart. So just put a bit of gaffer tape over the joins. 5 years later, still no drips. Wonderful. Wonderful. If you've got a little medical problem at home, perhaps, and you've got a little bit of a leak or a drip somewhere, bit of gaffer tape, that'll sort you out straight away. Paul likes the jacket as well. Thank you very much. What do you mean must have some good charity shops round here? How dare you? This is not from a charity shop. Sand is what glass is made from. That's right, Juan. Have you ever seen them blow in the glass? And they get the bulb at the end, don't they? Making various different things. Good morning to Mari. Morning, Mari. Mark says, half fill the bucket with cement. That's probably a better idea, actually, Mark. Actually, I don't think it's sand I've got. I think it's a mixture of something. I wonder if it is concrete. I know what I can get. You know that post filler stuff? That's the thing. The post filler stuff. I'll get the post filler stuff, put that in a bucket, add a bit of water, it'll solidify, and that's it. Done, isn't it? Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ronnie says Channel 5. Was it Channel 5? Okay, it was Channel 5, Ronnie says. The world's most luxury airline. You've got to watch that. And then I went over his house and watched this When Comedy Goes Wrong programme, which was also quite good. It was about various comedians, and how they've been great over the years, and then suddenly it goes wrong. And the best example I can think of that would be Bernard Manning. Who we always all thought was very, very funny. And then he went on the Mrs. Merton show and he openly admitted that he didn't like black people. I mean, wow. I couldn't believe he was actually saying that on there. Of course, that is his opinion. But honestly, it's just... It put him in a different light altogether. After he said that, I thought, you're not a very nice person. That's what I thought straight away. So he was on there, and then they Cannonball, it went wrong for them as well. Benny Hill, that was really sad. Benny Hill was on ITV Thames. I think he was on BBC first, then he went over to Thames Television, and he was there for 20 years doing his smut, I suppose. I always found it quite amusing. I wasn't a regular viewer of the Benny Hill programme, I must say, but I thought he was a very talented man, and that all went a bit wrong for him, and times change, you see. Times change and formats change. Now, take this format that I do here. This is very old-fashioned, isn't it? Be honest, it's very old-fashioned. Bloke sitting in a in a place just talking directly to you for half an hour, whatever. It's quite an old format. You go on YouTube, where you can find this show on YouTube, but you go on YouTube, most of the videos, they're like 3 minutes, and they're snap, 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 like that all the time. They're so quick. In fact, they're so quick that, generally done by youngsters, it has to be said, but they're so quick, they even take out the gaps in between the words. So, the gap there between I said words and so, they would have taken that out. So then my head would jump to its new position and I would carry on talking. They even take out the gaps between the words. That's how it's gone on. What I do, and I'm fully aware of that, is very old-fashioned. And occasionally, nice people have come to me and said, oh, why don't you try and do it this way? Or why don't you try and do it that way? Well, because I don't want to. I don't want to. This is very old-fashioned. And the whole Benny Hill thing, I suppose, after 20 years, started looking a bit old-fashioned and that. And he got the top. And a few years later, he was dead, wasn't he? He had a heart attack. I've no doubt in my mind it's the lack of the lack of work that killed him. I mean, these people have got enough money to survive now. You don't do 20 years on a peak time TV program in the 70s and 80s on ITV and not have an awful lot of money left at the end of it. But it's not about money, and I've said this time and time again. People who do this sort of thing, whether they are singers, DJs, karaoke hosts, television chat show personalities like me, you don't do that. We don't do it for the money. Most of us don't come into it for the money. Why do you think, you see people like Rod Stewart, Barry Manilow, Neil Diamond. Do you not ever think to yourself, why is he on the stage doing that show? He doesn't need the money. Of course they don't need the money, but they love the job. They love the job. Similarly, religious people are not in it for the money. They love doing it. My parish priest, Father Symes, he loved his being a priest. He was my parish priest at St. Joseph's in Roehampton for 20 years. Then they retired him. He lasted about another 3 or 4 years. He must have missed that church so much. Same thing with Benny Hill. So you're kind of going at 200 mile an hour, doing all this entertaining, a lot of writing, filming, this, and suddenly there's nothing. The train comes to an abrupt halt like that. What happens if you're on a train and you come to a sudden stop? People get hurt. They all fall forward, all fall over, flat on their faces. That's what happened to him, I suppose. Sad, really sad, how someone who had entertained so many millions and millions of people all over the world should go like that. Isn't that sad? It really is. So we don't do this for the money. We just enjoy doing it. But you've got to enjoy doing it. There's no point in choosing another format just because that works, but you don't really enjoy doing it. I'm sure it would show. It would show a little bit like a little bit like with my DJing, I suppose, over the years. As the music changed, I didn't enjoy it so much. Certainly not with a lot of the swearing and sexual lyrics in the R&B songs all the time. What's all this about? I thought, we went from good-looking blokes on music videos and beautiful women all dressed lovely on music videos to women in bras and knickers and blokes just dressed like tramps singing sexual lyrics and swearing and all that. I thought, I don't know what all this is about anymore, and I just stopped enjoying DJing, which is why I gave most of it up about 6 months ago. I have one little DJing job I do on a Saturday night that I enjoy. That's all very. So I suppose it's all 80s, 90s, and new music, but nice music. None of this swearing and it's just dreadful. S. Gregorian says Channel 4. You can watch it on the 4 app. Oh, well, that's interesting. I thought it was Channel 4, actually. Ronnie says it was on Channel 5. You say it's on Channel 4. I thought it was on Channel 4. Someone else to check that for us. See what programme the world's luxury airline is on, would you? See what channel it is. Someone's got it wrong. Paul says, I saw yesterday that the Crankies Fear snowflakes will target their non-PC act. Of course they will. Snowflakes, dear. Snowflakes. We don't have anything to do with them. I get snowflakes on here sometimes. I just block them. I can't be bothered with them. Can't be bothered with them. There was a bloke on there yesterday who put some sort of comment after one of the videos. What was it? No thanks. I'll watch other people's videos. Well, why bother putting a comment there? Just blocked them straight away. Can't be bothered with these people. Thank you. They've been doing it for 50 years. Is that right? Terrible, terrible. Back to some of your messages on the Facebook. One moment. Good morning to Adam Stewart. Morning, Adam. Who says, if only Jet2 offered me business class, lucky to get a seat. Is that right? Oh, God, Jet2. Who are Jet2? Is that like EasyJet and Ryanair, one of those? Electric Blue, that is on the stage last night. I'm glad you had another nice night last night. Electric Blue, one of our esteemed North London drag queens, aren't you, my love? Hopefully see you perhaps tonight or something like that. Ronnie says we flew first with Emirates from Sri Lanka to Dubai, which was amazing. I would like to see that. I would like to see first class at some point. Sometimes, when you're checking the prices, you can find the first class is actually only a few. I say only, like it's small change. It's not only a few £100 dearer than the business class. The jump between economy and business is quite large. Okay, it can be thousands of pounds, literally, between economy and business, depending where you're going. The longest route, Australia. Australia is the longest route, I think. And the difference between business and economy, well, you can go for about £690, I think, on Emirates or British Airways in economy. 24 hours, your feet up someone else's arse. Or business class would be about £3,500–4,000. Sorry, I've got itchy nose. There's nothing in it. Sorry, honestly, I'm doing that, but that's an itch. I'm not pulling anything out. I wouldn't do that on the programme. Not in 1,000 years. Good morning to Mark, who's coming along to Central Station. Morning, Mark. We won't hold our breaths, Mark, because sometimes you say that and you don't appear. So we're not going to save you a seat, dear. If there's any buffet tonight, there won't be any buffet. No one's going to save your sausage roll. Thank you. Morning to Adam, the plumber. Let's have a look. Juan is 5 hours behind us. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So it's 10 to 5 in the morning where you are, is it? Gosh. 10 to 5 in the morning. I am a breakfast show in the United States of America. I am. I was saying, perhaps I should go to America and see if I can seek fame there. What do you reckon? Could I? This is NBC, The Tonight Show with Chris Reardon. Would that suit me? And my green jacket? It was Channel 4. Thank you, Ronnie. It was indeed Channel 4. I thought so. Juan says, Chris, you've been saying that foul smells and just saying that I doubt you smell bad, but these sweats nicely. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Adam reckons it's an old format, but it works. And I am the older generation, Ronnie. You're quite right. I am the older generation. I'm 55. I'm quite happy with that as well. Thank you very much. 55. We had someone called Charlie Hides, who was on the... I can never remember the damn programme now. The American Drag programme that's on one of the satellite channels. She was on that for some... She's still on it, I think. And we had her as cabaret on Saturday night at Central Station. And she come on the stage. She said, I'm going to be 54 soon, and I'm proud of that. And we are. Even the boy who works with her, which is her other half, he told me he was going to be 40 in a couple of weeks. And I looked at him and I thought, well, you do not look 40. He don't even look 30, this boy that she's with. 30. You say 20 years age, 10, 14 years age gap. See, it does work. It does work. Hello? It does work. I'm only 55, I can go just as long. Good morning to Kevin Bell. Morning, Kevin. Benny Hill and Yankee Sax playing. Yankee Sax. I don't remember that, Kevin. Was that... Because, of course, Benny Hill was hugely popular in the States. Hugely popular. He said the show was hilarious. He was always staring at the women's breasts. He was, yeah. But we all thought that was very funny then. You know, if someone... I've got to tell you, I've got to say, if I was out in the street and someone kept looking me up and going, oh, that's a nice bum, Chris, I wouldn't be offended. Isn't that how you meet people? Isn't that a good opening statement? Here, Chris, that's a nice bum. No? Is it just me? Something wrong in my head? Oh, dear. Let's have a look. Bum, bum, bum. Now, look at that, what Kevin's written there. He's written, you are right. What you mean to say, Chris, is that a person needs to feel like they have a purpose. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And I think certainly as you get older, and I've been feeling a little bit like this myself recently, I don't mind telling you. Sometimes when I'm not talking to you and I'm not at work, I have some nights off now, as you well know, and I don't feel I have a purpose. I sit in the living room, sometimes after work, you know, after doing my job, whatever, or on a night off, and I watch a bit of telly and I'm there, and then I turn the telly off and I sit in the darkness in complete silence and thinking, what is your purpose now? And I think in particular, it's important for older people who have completely retired. I suppose I have semi-retired now, really. But people who have completely retired, they need to find a purpose. Otherwise, there's no point. Is there? And this is one of the reasons I'm sort of scouting around for a little bit more work at the moment, because I don't know what to do with myself on a night off. It's all very well coming up and having a little chat with you, but I need to achieve something. I need another karaoke night, or maybe two even, or a quiz night, because I don't feel I achieve anything. I went up to my mates last night, as I say, we watched a bit of telly, and then I walked back, and I was quite calm and sort of placid on the way home, and I'm thinking, well, I'm going home now. What have I done today? You know? You need to find a purpose. I need to find something else to do. I think. Mark says, here we go, 60s, 70s and 80s television, you can't beat it. You're absolutely right. Let's have a look. 4:48 a.m. in South Carolina on the east coast of the US. See, I'm a breakfast show in America. I am a breakfast show. RuPaul's Drag Race. Thank you. That's the programme that Charlie Hides was on. Okay, and Yakety Sax. I don't know what Yakety Sax is. It's the silly song that they played. Oh, is it? That one, is it? Is that the one? Oh, dear. Thank you. Mark Diamond says, I'm 54. My wife is 32. That's what I'd like, Mark. Someone who's sort of between about 32 and 42. Somewhere around there. Don't want any youngsters. They're just a nightmare. No, thank you very much. I don't want some 20-year-old. You can't retire in the US until you're 67 unless you're independently rich. Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's the same here. I think it's 67 here now. They increase the age of retirement. But it depends, doesn't it? If you've been saving up for your retirement, that's a different thing altogether. I did. I saved up for my retirement, you see. That's the thing. It was actually set at 50 and then it went to 55 for some reason. I don't know why. Well, I've got there. And I don't want to stop. I certainly don't want to stop. I've got to find some more work, though. I need to get out of the house on at least one more night of the week and find another karaoke job to do, because I'm just bored. I get bored. How much television can you watch? You get up and put the telly on and then you fall in. And I'm sure that's not doing me any good as well. Good. Good morning to Richard Barron this morning. Richard, you joined us right at the end of the show there. Very well here. I'll have to look at your private message a little bit later. There's a lot going on. All right, Richard. I hope that's okay. Now, we've got my music and chat show coming up this morning. I don't know, do you listen to that or not? Is it a bit of a waste of time? I'm not quite sure because Not many people mention it, but I do my music and chat show. Now, I've got to say, I record that on Saturday, and I did not feel, after I'd done the recording, I didn't feel it flowed too well this week. So have a listen and see what you think. To see if you can see where I'm coming from, or you might think it's all right. I don't know, and I'd appreciate a little message back. Oh, no, it wasn't too bad after all, Chris. So that's at 10 o'clock. You need to go here, uploadradio.com. Thank you, Paul. Uploadradio.com, okay? Listen live, top left-hand corner somewhere. Choose any one of the 3 stations, and I'm on all 3, okay? It's Surrey or Yorkshire or... Liverpool, I think, is the other one. I can't remember where the other one is now. Wrexham, Chester, Liverpool. I think that's the one. Choose any one of the 3 stations, and that's coming up in about 4 minutes' time at 10 o'clock. I thought it sounded a little bit disjointed. While I was doing it, it sounded disjointed to me. It wasn't kind of flowing, certainly not as well as this does. I think this flows reasonably well, doesn't it? Unless you get hooked up on too many messages and that sort of thing. So have a listen to that. 10 o'clock, uploadradio.com. I'll give that another mention in a minute. Meanwhile, today's birthdays, we've got 12 birthdays today. Ryan Appleby, DJ Ryan Appleby up north. Happy birthday to you, my very good friend. Rusian Azadov is 24 years old today. Happy birthday to Rusian. Marty Smith, Birmingham drag queen, I think, 45 years old today. Happy birthday, Marty. Allan Cole's birthday today. Good morning, Allan. Lancelot Fugere, happy birthday. Dave Raval, big member of the Liberal Party. He does a lot of political stuff. Happy birthday to Dave. I hope you're doing very well. Perhaps you'll pop in for your little birthday today. Eh? I'll give you a big kiss if it's your birthday. There we are. Happy birthday, Dave. Hope all's going well for you with the Liberal Party there. Chris Scott, happy birthday to you. Mike Ashton. Good morning, Mike. It's a while since I saw you down at the Golden Lion in Camden, wasn't it? Eh? I hope you're doing well, Mike. You're possibly in Wales somewhere. I think you were from Wales, and I think that's probably where you are now. I'm only guessing. Lorrie Lever, happy birthday, Lorrie. Tony Culver, happy birthday, Tony. And Jonnie Warren is a very young 38 years old today. So let's sing the song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. All right? Enjoy your birthdays. It's Monday night tonight, so I'll be hosting karaoke this evening. Do come and join us at Central Station Bar in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Starts at 8 o'clock and goes right the way through till 11:30. We've got some wonderful people there. Not just great singers, but great people, great characters who are only too pleased to talk to you if you're sitting there on your own or, you know, that you want any help, anyone to help you there. It's such a wonderful night. Karaoke tonight at Central Station Bar, Wharfdale Road in King's Cross every Monday night from 8 o'clock with cheap drinks as well. Okay, and that's it. There we are. That's it for the show today, boys and girls. Don't forget, flick over now. Type into your address bar, uploadradio.com. Click on Listen Live and join me for my music and chat show starting in about 30 seconds time there. Music from all time, bit of classical, bit of Barry Manilow and a smooch at the end. Oh, I do like to have a little kiss with you at this time of the morning on a Monday. See you soon. Bye-bye.